Good day and welcome to Lesson 4. Today I will cover Rule 8, 9 and 10, that is action to avoid collision, narrow channel and traffic separation scheme. The learning objective for today's lesson will be to explain Rule 8, 9 and 10. Secondly, to identify correct actions to avoid collision. And lastly, to select correct conduct in narrow channel and traffic separation scheme. Rule 8 addresses the action to avoid collision after you have determined if risk of collision exists in Rule 7.
Rule 8 applies to all vessels in navigation. The rule discusses the various actions to be taken by the stand-on and give-way vessel to avoid collision. It is worthwhile to remember that Rule 8 does not override the other rules, but instead must be read in conjunction with them. Rule 8A. Any action taken to avoid a collision shall be taken in accordance with the rules of this part, and shall, if the circumstances of the case admit, be positive, made in ample time, and with due regard to the observance of good seamanship. Be positive means you are sure, not in doubt, your action will be correct. If in doubt, assume a risk of collision exists. Ample time will enable vessel to take action early and enough room to maneuver. Don't end up last minute, too close and too late. Observance of good seamanship means maintain seafarer's etiquette. Don't cross ahead of her bow. Give way to a give-way vessel. 8B. Any alteration of course and or speed to avoid collision shall, if the circumstances of the case admit, be large enough to be readily apparent to another vessel observing visually or by radar. C. If there is sufficient sea room, alteration of course alone may be most effective action to avoid a close quarter situation, provided that it is made in good time, is substantial, and does not result in another close quarter situation. 8D. Action taken to avoid a collision with another vessel shall be such as to result in passing at a safe distance. The effectiveness of the action shall be carefully checked until the other vessel is finally passed and clear. E. If necessary to avoid collision, allow more time to assess the situation, a vessel shall slacken her speed or take all way off by stopping or reversing her means of propulsion. 8F1 means that vessel required not to impede shall take early action to allow sufficient sea room for other vessels to pass. Paragraph F2 requires that a vessel required not to impede is still required not to impede on close approach. For example, because early action was not taken. F3 caution that vessel, the passage of which is not to be impeded, are still obliged to comply with the rules, which may include taking all way off, reversing her engine, or sounding the danger signal.